Welcome to Trending Upward, and this is Chad Hayes. I want to thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Trending Upward, and I trust that the podcast today will be a help to you. It is my desire that the Word of God be used in such a way on this platform that it would be a help to you as you seek to trend upward. It is important that this life that we live be an ascending Christian life and not a descending Christian life. I trust it to be a help to you as you listen today. Today we're going to be looking at tearing down walls. This week is our missions revival at Emmanuel Baptist Church, and our keynote speakers, Brother Kevin Folger. He is the pastor emeritus at Cleveland Baptist Church in Cleveland, Ohio, and he was the president of Heritage Baptist Institute during the time that I was attending the Bible Institute. Now, as many of you know, I had a call on my life to preach at a young age. I ran from that call, enlisted into the Marine Corps from 2007 until 2011, and had a combat tour in Iraq in the years of 2008 and 2009, and then upon discharge from the Marines, the Lord had been working in my heart and in my life, and I resurrendered my life to Christ and began to pursue that calling on my life to preach. And Brother Folger and I was just talking a little bit over supper about how stoic I was there in the classroom at HBI, and he had made mention of how, when he would teach pastoral theology and he would look out at the students, and then there I was. He likened it to looking out at a wall. And we laughed for a couple of minutes and then just recognized for a few moments how far the Lord had brought me from my time in the Bible Institute. But after that conversation, my wheels began to turn about walls. And why do people build walls? Now, if we are to help those who have built walls that surround their hearts, then you must deal with what has caused them to build walls. And really, walls around a heart could actually be better described as a hard heart. Scripture shows that a hardened heart are often formed through perhaps pain. We could say either physical pain or psychological pain, emotional pain. We could even throw in fear, hurt. We could throw in betrayal. Maybe it's betrayal by someone that you love or someone that you looked up to. It's statistically proven that most people are hurt by those close to them. So hardened hearts can also stem from rejection. Maybe rejection from someone you love or someone that you desired love from. So when others harden their hearts as a response to pain or some sort as a defense mechanism, it is to protect them from further injury. And God calls us to respond with patience. He calls us to respond with love. And most importantly, truth. You see, those who have walls about them can somewhat be intimidating, but I want you to know that they still need truth. They desire that truth. So impart that truth to them no matter how intimidating they are. They do need it, and in the long run, they will be thankful for it, and they will respect you for it. They may not always like you for it, but they will respect you for it. And I've come to find in the ministry that I would much rather be respected than liked. There are people that do not like me, but in the same sentence tell me that they have respect for me. And I would much rather have their respect than their like, because I know at times what it takes to get somebody to like me. And if it requires compromise, then I won't have nothing of it. I would rather have their respect. So even those who have hardened hearts, we can be afraid of them at times. We can be intimidated by them at times as their defense mechanisms are being projected, and we automatically assume that there's someone to be afraid of, but really that's really just a puffing out of the chest, which is a defense mechanism. So how do you help those who have hardened hearts? First off, we are to lead them with love, not pressure. Walls will fall through love, not force. We got to be reminded of that. Oftentimes we see a hard heart and we try to pull out some kind of sledgehammer of sorts, and we seek to break through their hearts by our own power and will, but oftentimes we make matters worse. See, those who have been hurt have oftentimes dealt with bad force, bad pressure. Something outside of them, something outside of their control was applying bad pressure against their wishes. So when they detect pressure, they automatically, through a form of defense, they clam up, they shut down. Even though it's pressure towards something good, something noble, something better, pressure is viewed by those who have been hurt as negative. So love them where they are, lead them where they are. Eventually, you will find yourself on the inside, and they will allow you to help them. Now, consider being out on soul winning. It's hard to win the soul that has the door cracked about an inch. The door is their wall. The door is their defense mechanism. They don't trust you, so they're not letting you in. But if after a moment or two you gain trust and they open the door, then they are to some extent allowing you in. If you push the door open, you demand entrance, all because you have the gospel, you may get shot. So we need to love those with hard hearts and be patient with them. 1 Corinthians 13. Charity suffereth long and is kind, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. So be consistent. Now remember to be gentle. Remember you're dealing with hurt people. Their biggest fear in life is being hurt again. Be patient. You will be inside their wall with them, to then find yourself outside their walls again. It becomes a cycle until you're in. And then once you're in, you're in. You're in for life. I mentioned Brother Folger a few moments ago because he invested in me while I was in the Heritage Baptist Institute. He has a place in my heart for life. And there are several other men that I could say that about because they invested in me. When I was in a place in my life where I had walls built and my heart was hardened because they invested in me, I tell you, they have a spot, they have a place in my heart for the remainder of my life. I want to point out a couple more things today. Guard your heart while showing care. You cannot tear down walls if your own heart is unguarded. Proverbs 4 and verse 23, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So when you're dealing with hard hearts, they will often project their pain. In most cases, it's not about you, though. It's about them, unless you were the one that played a part in their hearts becoming hard through injury of some kind. If you did, then their response to you is simply them projecting their pain towards you as they view you as the source of their pain. It would be like if somebody hit me in my arm or something like that, and there was a pain as a result, then my response would be directed towards them because they were the source of my pain. But you see, in most cases, those with hard hearts, they cross our paths and they were actually hurt elsewhere. And they cross our paths, they're in need of help. And as you help them, just be reminded that if they project their pain towards you, it's not personal. Don't take it personal. They're working through their own pain. And those who are in pain project pain. Sometimes the one who is hurting everyone around them is oftentimes hurting themselves the most. This next one is very important. Listen more than you speak. Many walls were built because no one listened. In James chapter 1 and verse 19, wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. You see, listening communicates value. Many don't know how to listen. A lot of people know how to listen to respond, but many don't know how to listen. See, people who have hard hearts as a result of pain will open up more when they know they have a listening ear. Only those who care will listen. Those who have been hurt have usually crossed paths with someone who didn't care about them. So listening to people shows them that you care about them, that you care about what they say. Now, many preachers, I believe, could be better at this, and I try to be good at this myself, and I could definitely improve at this myself. But a lot of times we're so busy trying to help, and we think we have to put our hands to everything, and we think we have to somehow force something to say. Try to just conjure up something real quick and just spit it out and spit it into their life and spit it into their situation, when sometimes people just need to talk through where they are. Listening to folks, it shows them that you care. We'll look also at respond with kindness and forgiveness. This is important right here. Softness disarms defensiveness. Those who have been hurt are oftentimes defensive. It's very easy to threaten someone who has been hurt. Now, this only makes sense. Someone whose home has been broken into in the middle of the night will be a little bit more nervous when it's time to go to bed. Those who have been carjacked will be a little more nervous about taking a trip in the car. Those who have been hurt are alert. They look at everyone now twice, but show compassion and be tenderhearted towards them. Ephesians 4 and verse 32. And be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another, even as God for Christ's sake hath forgiven you. Notice this also, carry their burdens, but allow the Lord to work on them. Now, this is very important. Healing belongs to God. If there's one thing I know about those with hard hearts, and at one time I was one who had a hard heart. There was a time in my life nobody could do anything with me. Nobody could help me. It was only of the Lord. And I tell you, healing belongs to the Lord. Notice this also, let God do the heart work. Only God can truly soften a heart. Revelation 3:20, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him. So I invite you, pray for those who have a hard heart, because God can reach into places that we cannot. Remember this also. Lastly, brokenness often hides behind walls. So what looks like distance may be deep hurt. Psalm 34 and verse 18, the Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. So I invite you to approach those who have a hard heart with compassion and not judgment. Now I say this today, as I say this, maybe someone is listening today who has been hurt. Now, I want to challenge you with this. Just because you have been hurt does not give you an excuse to live out the rest of your life with a hard heart. Today's podcast is to help others recognize those who have a hard heart as a result of hurt. It's not justification to live out your life with a hard heart. At some point, surrender must take place, and you allow the Lord to protect your heart, because the Lord knows what to let in and what to keep out. The Lord will convey to you who to keep an eye on and who to let close and who to keep at a safe distance. The Lord knows. See, the problem is there are many Christians who have been hurt. Their hearts are hardened as a result, and every day they tell God, I don't even trust you with my heart. I will protect it myself. And when we do that, we'll let the world help us and we'll shut the church out. We'll let the world help us and we'll shut the preacher out. We'll let the world help us and we'll shut the word out. See, when we protect our own hearts through hurt. We let the wrong things in and we keep the right things out. We let the wrong people in and we keep the right ones out. And we do this at times because we are afraid of letting anyone else in. And I can tell you today, as someone whose heart was softened by the Lord, those who are shutting others out has yet to allow the Lord to soften their hearts. And that's what we need today. If you're here today and you're struggling with a hard heart, you have walls built up about your life, I invite you to surrender your heart and the caretaking of it to the Lord. I'd like to thank you for listening today to Trending Upward. If it's been a help to you, I invite you to share this podcast with someone and help get the word out on how they too can trend upward in their walk with